I'm Jason Carter. Physical optimization defines my life. The day I was born, doctors nearly killed me with medical malpractice. They said I'd never walk. I've been proving them wrong for 35 years. It's easier than you think to obtain super optimal health. I've devoted my life to it, and with my help, you can too. I'm Jason Carter, and this is ENZYMENTAL. And welcome to ENZYMENTAL. I'm Jason Carter, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about the ketogenic diet and how it can help you to achieve a better metabolism over time. Our bodies are always burning a combination of fat and glucose, but the standard American diet, which of course is overloaded with simple refined carbohydrates and sugar, has actually made us primarily glucose dependent. So in this way, our bodies are constantly working to burn through excess glucose rather than fat. And as we discussed before, glucose is a far inferior fuel source than fat is. So by restricting carb intake like we would on the ketogenic diet, and thus reducing the availability of glucose for energy, the keto diet actually trains the body to begin burning fat from both fat reserves and also fat from what you're eating every day in your diet. And as we've talked about, the benefits of the keto diet include you feel full longer or satiated longer. It will lead to positive weight loss over time, and of course you'll have more energy and focus throughout the day. One of the hardest parts for many people beginning to adopt the ketogenic diet is getting used to eating more fat, because this typically goes against what we've been told for most of the past 40 years. Beginning in the 1950s, medical professionals and scientists began investigating the misguided lipid hypothesis in an effort to link dietary fat and primarily saturated fat to heart disease. While the evidence was never conclusive, the momentum for these theories grew, along with the advice that eating low-fat, low cholesterol foods could help not just high-risk populations, but all Americans to improve their general health. By 1980, public health authorities started advising Americans to reduce the amount of saturated fat and cholesterol in their diet. So this meant ditching very healthy things like eggs and butter and incorporating more processed sugars and hydrogenated oils, which as we know are very unhealthy, into your diet every day. By the 1990s, just 10 or so years later, the message expanded to say that all fats were bad for you, and the food industry responded by creating countless low-fat and fat-free foods. Unfortunately, these new creations didn't taste very good because fat is primarily what gives food its flavor, so these low-fat foods were replaced with industrialized refined carbohydrates, which included excessively high amounts of refined sugar, because like fat, sugar also influences and enhances the taste of food. Recently, fat has been vindicated, and the original research claiming that saturated fat is bad for you has been thoroughly discredited. The ketogenic approach relies on strictly limiting carbohydrates in the diet, and this means significantly cutting back or eliminating grains, beans and other legumes, traditional flour-based baked goods and sweets, rice, most fruit, potatoes and other starchy vegetables, even things like beets and winter squash. When you begin a ketogenic diet, a lot of people unfortunately start by severely restricting carbs, pushing them down to as low as 10% or less of their total macronutrients, or the large group nutrients. And there's really no reason to put your body through that excessive stress. You don't need to do that quite so aggressively to begin with. That's why we say you want to ease your body into the process of ketosis and just be very graceful and gradual with it. And this will actually help your body burn fat a lot more efficiently. What you want to do first is eliminate refined carbohydrate junk foods. So we do need carbohydrates, of course, but we're talking about the refined sugar-laden carbohydrates, like the ones you find in pizza, pasta, chips, crackers, cookies, alcohol, these things that are so abundant and so cheap and so easy to find. So this ketogenic reset was going to take some time, and while that's individual to every person, it's helpful to give your body several weeks to as much as a few months to begin the process of ketosis. So anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks or even possibly longer will help your body adapt to burning fat for fuel as opposed to glucose, and will actually avoid putting your body under unnecessary stress. And I know I've talked about the keto flu, which can set in within the first 2 weeks. So going low and slow like this may actually also alleviate symptoms of the keto flu. And these symptoms can feel similar to the first few days of a cleanse. We're talking about things like brain fog and insomnia and nausea and stomach pain, muscle aches, headache, just general malaise, and usually this only lasts a few days. And of course, some of these symptoms can be caused by increased water loss, which usually results in the loss of important minerals like sodium, potassium, and magnesium. So continue to drink plenty of water in the keto diet, and you might also want to add a trace mineral supplement to your water, or at the very least sea salt, because that contains all 72 minerals. Add that to your water, and take at the very least some magnesium to optimize your magnesium levels. And of course, you can also find potassium and magnesium in plenty of foods in your diet, like dark leafy greens, nuts and seeds, and avocados. MCT oil can also increase energy levels and help your body adapt also. So basically, guys, what you want to do as you reset your body with the ketogenic diet is go slow, be consistent, but don't do too much too fast too soon, because it can be a little painful. And that's what I want you to see today, is that if you push yourself too hard, like far too many people have done, like I have done with many things many times, most likely you won't like the results. So go slow. Thanks for watching. I'm Jason Carter, and I'll see you next time on ENZYMENTAL. Stay healthy.